Sometimes you have to look back to move forward, back to where it all began. Most legendary stories have one beginning. Ours? It has four. The gallant pioneers. The four lads who had a dream that continues to be our reality. Our badge is the embodiment of this dream. Since 1872, it's been our legacy. Sure, it's changed over time, but what it stands for has remained the same. It's built into the fabric of our club, the fabric of our city, the fabric of the four, inspired by the first and inspired by the past. We were here before everyone else. Glasgow is our city and Ibrox is our home. Pride, loyalty, glory. But it's more than that. It signifies a way of life, the success, the legends who came, who saw, who conquered, the legends who are no longer with us, the heartache, the joy, the euphoria. From the very beginning of our story, from there all the way to here, still winning, but never standing still. A celebration of the first 150 years. This is a memento of where we were, who we are now and where we are going. Getting ready for the next chapter. Our history is our present, and thanks to the four, we have a legacy of ready.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
What's happening here?
Do you not have to take it off the banner like you did the other night?
Take off the banner. God, where am I?
Is it the brand?
Is it?
I'm not sure. There we are.
There we are now. Hello, everybody. Hello, Stuart.
Evening, John, or morning, John.
Yeah.
Technology at its finest.
Oh, here's Roscoe coming on, I think. Yeah.
Yep.
Hi, Roscoe.
How you doing?
Hey, Roscoe.
Hi, John.
Yeah, not too
How's
bad.
it, mate? How are you? You sobered up?
I'm starting
sobered
traffic
up
there,
for
getting back
Wednesday?
to
Oh, it's on again.
Oh, going to be an eventful evening.
Device is not connected. Anyway, Stuart, how are you?
Yeah, I'm very well, pal.
How's the walking going?
At the moment, I am at, with today's total, 651,000 blah 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 steps. So it's equivalent to walking like something like 259 miles.
That's brilliant, mate.
If somebody had said to me this time last year, I would have done that. Yeah, right. There's the asylum off you trot. But yeah, getting there. So
to coin an old phrase, I think you're out in your walk yesterday. We were walking back to happiness. The Champions League draw.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was.
Good group, eh? What do you think?
How you doing, guys? Can you hear me?
Yes,
we can hear you, Roscoe.
Yeah.
We'll let you answer that one. What do you think of the group?
Roscoe. Oh.
You keep freezing, Paul.
Sure, you take it away. Just take it away.
Yeah. So, the group, it could have been a lot worse. Don't get wrong, it could have been a lot better. so happy we got Liverpool. Just mainly for the fans, so they're not having to fork out extortionate flights, and Wilf doesn't have to try and do like 7 different journeys to get somewhere. But yeah, Liverpool's a standout. The 2 back-to-back ties, hopefully back-to-back ties against Liverpool will be spot on. But even if it starts off with an opener against them, which we won't find out until tomorrow, when the fixtures are released. But as we were talking off air, other groups, there's standouts that you know that what the top 2 are going to be. We know Liverpool are going to be there or thereabouts with the with no great shakes at the moment. Napoli, yeah, always a hard place to go to. They sold a few players during the close season. If you listen to what Steve McManaman said after the Champions League draw, he goes like the teams like Ajax, yeah, they're big in name, but they've lost a lot of players during the summer. So I'm upbeat. I'm not. It could have been worse. We could have had that group of death, which I was absolutely dreading, especially when we were down to the last 3 in the pot, and that group of death was still there. But yeah, just happy that we're back. We're back where we belong.
Yeah, I didn't watch the draw, but my son was telling me he watched it live, and he was saying he was shitting himself when it was, like as you said, down to the last 3 in their pot to come out. He was thinking, could we get into that group of death? We're going to get slaughtered. So probably fortunate that we didn't get into that group. Roscoe, what's your views on it, mate?
Can you hear me, guys? Aye, perfect. A wee technical hitch here. As you say, lads, the group of death. I thought that was us in there. I was dreading it. Do you know what I mean? The legs crossed, the fingers crossed, everything. You know what I mean? I thought that was it. Do you know what I mean? I must admit, I was desperate to get Real Madrid, but unfortunately, the other side got them. Do you know what I mean? A wee trip to Bernabeu would have been lovely, wouldn't it have?
Yeah.
I've always, for 92, 93, I've always wanted to get Real Madrid, But listen, I think we've got a good chance. I mean, Ajax are going through a bit of rebuild, I think, at the moment.
Yeah.
The players have lost. Napoli, you don't know what you're getting with them, do you? They're kind of mixed bag, Napoli, aren't they?
Yeah.
But there's no dummies in this stage. In the group stage, there's no dummies really, is there? Just hopefully we make a good account of ourselves,
Yeah, I watched a bit of TalkSport the other day there, and they were sort of saying that Rangers now are an established European club now. You know what I mean? That they're not going into games and taking heavy defeats, and they're competing up with almost every club they've come up against, albeit it's been in the Europa League. And they did say this is a step up, but they're still expecting Rangers to compete in there and give a good account of ourselves. So, and
one of the things.
Yeah.
Sorry, John. One of the things that I picked up on, and I haven't seen much said about it, but 2 of the big signings, from one in England and one in Scotland, Bassey going to Ajax. We got Ajax. Man City signing Haaland. Who did they get? Borussia Dortmund.
Yeah.
So it's going to be nice to see what kind of reception Bassey will get when he comes back to Ibrox. I hope it's brilliant.
I think he'll get a good reception, Bassey. I mean, listen, we all know Rangers had to take the money. Do you know what I mean? It's for what we paid out, and it's a great bit of business for the club. I don't think anybody's in the comms about that, and the way he progressed. Because I mean, if you remember, he wasn't really a first choice at the start of the season.
No.
And he just came onto a game and knuckled down and got on with it, didn't he?
Yeah.
So it's a great bit of business. He never left in bad terms, which most players don't. With Rangers, as you know, they take the club to heart.
An interesting thing for me with that one is he's going to be probably directly up against Tav. So that sort of Tav busting forward and Bassey busting forward, that could be interesting. See how that develops.
a real good battle there, isn't it? It's, I think it'll be good to see. And I hope his boy does get a good reception, you know.
Oh, I'm quite sure he will. I mean, I don't. Fans, the fact we took him to our hearts. Do you know what I mean? And the fact that he got us some good coin at the end of the day, you know, for a sort of short spell at Rangers, that'll go down well, you know. And he's always spoke highly since he's left about Rangers. So like everybody does.
Yeah,
there's not many people leave Rangers and shit in the nest.
That's right. I mean, he did some big games for us in the Europa League last year. Do you know what I mean? He really is. He's a good lad. And he's got on, mate. He's moved on, you know. So that's it.
Wish him all the best. Apart from when we play them.
Apart from when we play them, that's it. In Napoli, they're linked with Ronaldo, they aren't they?
Aye.
Because
I see somebody was linking us with him. You know,
aye.
It was that. Was it Fabrizio Romano? I don't know if it was
He didn't want to play second fiddle to Big Kolak, did he?
That's it. That's what I said. I said to Maury, he's going to drop to bring Ronaldo in.
Yeah, Big Cholak's tucking him away. Yeah, he's what a return so far for him.
I think you know we talk about his goals. See his work rate for me. His work rate's phenomenal as well. He must have covered some distance the other night in that game, closing things down. You know, I think it goes a bit unnoticed. His work rate.
Aye. Yeah.
You know,
I thought the work rate the other night was tremendous for the whole team. You know,
as a team, they were brilliant. They were each and every one of them. You know,
Joe, who I was really impressed with, Kamara. I thought Kamara and Sands were the two standouts for me on Wednesday night. For all the stick that Kamara's taken over the last 2-3 weeks to come out and put out a performance like he did, I thought that showed heart. It really did.
I thought another one.
Sorry,
Stuart. Wait.
No, carry on, Moscow.
One I was very critical of Big Golson after the Hibs game the weekend, but I'll tell you what, the big man was he put in a performance the other night.
He was excellent. Yeah.
He had a really good game. Won his battles, won his headers. I know the boy De Jong went off kind of was it about the 60th minute maybe.
I think it was a half time.
Was it as early as that? I can't remember. But you know, certainly it was a big performance in every one of them. And another one was McLaughlin again.
Yeah.
If Griggsy pulls off the two saves, everybody's talking about it. He had two great saves that just kind of went unnoticed, you know what I mean? In a crucial part of the game, I thought. What do you think about that? I thought
hopefully that's a light bulb moment in a lot of the doubters' minds about McLaughlin. Because he's had a run of games. He's obviously now he's Gio's chosen number one, but we're starting to see, as you say, Roscoe, them two saves that if McGregor had pulled them off, would have been shouting for the rooftops. And hopefully this is bringing the doubters round. I've always liked McLaughlin. And I know John as well. Yeah,
I think McLaughlin's always been steady. You know what I mean? He's kind of, how to put it, a no fuss, no frills goalkeeper. You know, he has been for Rangers, and we've talked about this on the podcast that we all thought that you needed to bring off a save that you instantly remember. And to me, he's put off a couple of them now, and you know what I mean. He had a couple of good stops in that game on Wednesday night. So he's got to be confident now going forward. You know, I'm not saying he wasn't confident, but we've got to now trust him. You know, and trust you.
It's giving him a wee boost, isn't it, John? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's boost his confidence, as you say, and that's what we want. You know what I mean? We've always been renowned for, well, you know yourself, having good goalkeepers. You know, and hopefully that keeps up. And I think the big man will do well. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Big one of the ones I liked was that big, when he came running out and he dished him that big, massive punch out with the ball. And the ball travelled about 40 yards for the punch out.
Yeah.
It's a big lump. I mean, a big lump of a lad.
See on just, you know, like getting into the Champions League and getting the money. Do we think there's going to be any more transfer business done before the transfer window shuts?
I I would like to see a centre half with a bit of pace. I'm just doubting with Hollander's injuries and Souttar's injuries. I would like to see a centre half with a bit of pace coming in if we could, you know what I mean? I just feel a bit more comfortable with a centre half with pace, you know what I mean? Against these the better sides, you know what I mean?
Yep.
I would like to see that if we could. We don't know what's going to happen, you know, but maybe a couple of signings, and if we probably need to get rid of a couple of guys first.
Yeah.
I don't know what the board have got in mind, you know.
I'm pretty much in agreement with Roscoe. Yeah, I'd like to see a centre back with pace. Maybe bring in another striker. But it's not just going to have to be a backup. It's going to be somebody that's going to be fighting for the first team place. Yes.
One of the things that, you know, I was always in, but even before we get into the Champions League, I was always thinking that we usually sign one or two loan players, and we haven't done that yet. And they're normally the ones right on the last day. We'll pull a couple in, you know, just to tide us over, add to the squad. But I think with the money, we should be setting our standard of player a bit higher. Yeah, bearing that in mind. But the other scenario is we still don't know what Ryan Kent and Alfredo's is doing contract wise, and possibly Alfredo fucking everyday fucking wise, you know.
Yeah, I would like to see maybe a Defoe type signing, maybe somebody it's not quite played. No, it's maybe not playing somewhere, and maybe looking to not won a trophy. I don't think Defoe won many trophies as a player, just to come up. And I'm not saying a kind of final swan song, but somebody that's going to come up, bit of experience that could do a job. You know, if Kolak was injured or he's tired in a game, if Alfredo's not quite up to scratch, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
maybe something about experience.
Yeah,
I wouldn't argue with that.
But other than that, I think the midfield's strong. I think other than that, we're in good shape, to be honest. You know, I'm really looking forward to the nights at Ibrox, the big nights again. It's going to be something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think with us winning on Wednesday, it just put the icing on the cake. Even though we got to Seville, but we got beaten Seville. This is now we are back in the Champions League to where we were 2012. Curtis Davis put something on TalkSpot's, put a quote on TalkSpot's Twitter page. He said 99% of top teams would never, ever have survived what we went through without either having oil money or a big backer come in. And he just raved about what we as a club have done since 2012 to get from where we were back into the Champions League. You've got to remember, it took Man City, how was it, 5-6 seasons they were down in the old third division or the second division. It took them a wee bit to come back, but again, a loyal fan base. A loyal fan base.
I think it was Boyce, he says, when we're down there, Stuart and John, when we're down there, I think Coisty says have a good laugh and a good kick at us, now. You know, back up. So he was right, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people, you know, had a right good kick at the club. So it's great to, you know, have the club back where it should be. You know what I mean? It's an elite tournament in Europe, you know. It's where everybody wants to be in it, really, let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
So, Alec Lowry, had a bit of a scare this week. Gio's come out and said that he's only going to be out for weeks, he thinks. Obviously, he's not a medic, but obviously goes on advice of, the medics. I haven't seen the tackle, Stuart. You've seen it, haven't you?
Yeah.
Aye.
It was horrendous. It was a proper old leg breaking challenge, wasn't it, Roscoe?
Aye. I thought, something, Stuart, you're getting beat 7-0, whatever it was at the time, 6-7-0 at the time. You're seeing the game out. If you're another team, you wanted the final whistle to go.
Yeah.
And it's, excuse my language, but it's a shite bag tackle.
Aye.
You know what I mean? There's no need for it. Absolutely no need for it. Just see the game out. The boy's going nowhere. It's horrendous. Do you know what I mean? It's very, very poor. Do you know what I mean?
Like, it's one of those tackles where the boys seen the red mist because of the situation they're in, and he's just bang went for it.
It's disappointing. Do you know what I mean? Especially, you're getting battered, didn't you? You just get the game over and done with. Get back in the bath, and get up the road. I was poor.
Yeah. So the game tomorrow, Ross County. What's the thoughts? Rest players, rotate.
It's hard to rest boys that are playing well at the moment, John, isn't it? It's the ones that played the other night. It's a difficult one for the manager, isn't it? Really, I think he'll keep Kolak in because we've not really got anything else. Obviously, the situation with Alfredo, but I do think he'll be back in the bench tomorrow, to be honest.
No, he's suspended.
Is he suspended for tomorrow?
Yeah, suspended.
Gio's actually said he's going to sit down with him next week just to see what's happening, see where they're at. I know he put the Instagram quote on, saying this is my team and all that. Well done, the lads, all that stuff. I think this is just going to be, he'll ride it out and he'll stay. But whether he signs a contract or not is a different matter. And to be honest with you, we paid £1 million for him, right?
Yeah.
So if it's a case he's not going to sign, do we keep him to the end of the season and just go, thanks for your service? You've given us a lot of goals, a lot of good times, albeit we're not cashing in on you, or do we just say, no, fuck you, you're off, find him a club?
I'll leave that one to Stuart.
I'm going to get split. I'm going to get splinters in a second. No. I reckon it'll come down to when Gio sits down with him. It'll be a case of what happens as a result of that face-to-face meeting. And we'll never be privy to what will actually happen. But if Alfredo comes out and says he wants to stay at the club, I'm more than happy for Alfredo to stay at the club. But also at the same time, if a decent bid comes in for him before the transfer window, it raises a serious dilemma. Do we actually take the cash and that we can then use to maybe bring in someone else, or maybe higher wages, or a higher quality of player? I love Alfie to bits, but the petulance has got to stop. We thought we'd seen the back of it when we went through the 55 season, because he hardly showed any petulance during that season. But it might come across. I'm only surmising. It's only a personal opinion. But with Čolak coming into the club and basically hitting the ground running, has that put Alfie's nose out of joint a little bit because he's not the first choice striker? So it could be time maybe for a natural move, because in today's footballing world, 3-4 years would be right about the norm. Gone are the days where it's 7, 8, 9, 10 years a player stays at a club, or very rarely stays at a club. So it just could be maybe a natural timing that if a club comes in for Alfredo, he moves on, because he himself might need that new challenge, somewhere where he's not in the Goldfish Bowl, as in the west of Scotland.
Yeah.
And I'll leave it. I'll leave that bit in that.
Right, Roscoe, jump off the fence. Come on, what's your view on it?
I've just seen Jamie Palmer come up saying Alfredo to Leicester. Does Rodgers come in with a wee bit and take him away? Does he?
I've got no information on that, but I know
I've no heard anything.
He's been quoted in the past as going to come from.
Yeah. I don't know. Has he got the pace for the Premiership? What do you think? Can he do it in the Prem?
I always thought we was going to go to the Premiership, right? It wasn't going to be like a club like Leicester, right? I didn't think it was him, unless Rodgers has seen enough of him up here, and But I always thought it would be a kind of backs to the wall club, struggling club, fighting relegation down the bottom half. That he's playing the lone wolf up top, and they can just like lay a ball up to him and he can get them out of a bit of bother.
But I'd like to see him staying, fight for his place. But it's a hard one, isn't it? Because he can sign for MD in January, am I right?
Yeah.
If he's out to January, I think he can sign for anybody a pre-contract. So
surely we are qualifying for the Champions League, right? So no, to me, and I don't know the players' personal circumstances, but Ryan Kent and Alfredo, the club should be saying to them, right, sign a 3-year deal. There'll be a trigger point in the deal that if anybody comes in, we'll let you speak to them and you can go. But to safeguard both parties, both players are getting Champions League exposed. There's no bigger stage in the Champions League. I mean, for Ryan Kent especially, if he goes out and fucking pisses the Champions League all over it, then the clubs that are going to be coming in for him will be at a different level than what's probably possibly looking at now. So to me, for those two players, they should stay.
Yeah, totally agree. Get them signed up on enhanced contracts with trigger points in it, and it's when time we started. The Rangers board need to start securing our marquee players, basically. So we can't have another Aribo situation. Aribo went, for my opinion, for a third of what we could have got from him if we'd have been showed a little bit of nous. But yeah, it's we need to. If we go out and do well in the Champions League, there's a lot of players we're going to have to maybe secure down in longer contracts. And I think another one could be Lundstrom. Get Lundstrom on an extension, because I think the Champions League could be his stage.
Yeah. So it's worth thinking about that. Yeah, I've racked my brain trying to think of whose contracts were coming close to finishing. I mean, we get the usual talk about Kamara and Barisic's leaving, and I don't know whether Yilmaz has been brought in with it for Barisic possibly to be moving on in this transfer window. But again, Champions League changes a lot of things for players. I think. Is he going to leave a Champions? We're now a Champions League club to go and play Europa League.
This is where we miss Wilf's wisdom, because he's a knowledge man when it comes to that kind of thing, about contracts and that kind. But totally agree. It's anybody that's within 18 months who Gio sees as being part of his future plans should be either given contract extensions or signing a new contract.
I totally agree with you, Stuart. There, teams are sniffing after the run last year. Teams are definitely sniffing about a couple of players to see how their contracts are and what they're on, aren't they? And I'm surprised nobody took a punt in Kent, to be honest, after his performances in the Europa League last year.
Yeah.
I thought he had a few big performances, taking up the park. A lot of people going about his goals, his final ball and that, but he carries you up the park. I mean, some of the games, single-handedly taking 30, 40 yards up the park. You know what I mean?
Not just that, Roscoe.
Performances for me. Kent.
What about the VAR decisions he managed to get us?
Yeah.
The penalties? and they were penalties.
Totally.
So they were crucial goals, and it wasn't against dirty teams either. He performed against one of the top German teams in 2 legs, Dortmund.
Yep. So it'll be interesting, but I think we'll hold on to players that we might have been looking to get rid of because we've got the Champions League money back in now. Do you know what I mean? I think if we'd fell into the Europa League there, it might have been looking to offload maybe 1 or 2.
Well, I read last week, and I can't remember where I read it, but it was Ross Wilson he was. They were saying that they've got if they get into the Champions League, they're going to sign before the window closes. They're going to sign another midfielder and a striker. That was the chat. What I read last week.
Yeah.
So I've no doubt that behind the scenes now there'll be wheelings and dealings going on just now. This is going to be a frantic week, a frantic few days.
Yeah.
Thanks.
At least
days.
The Scottish League had the common sense to extend it by 24 hours because of the Premier Sports, the old League Cup. So because we played midweek, so they've had the common sense to extend it by 24 hours, just so negotiations can happen.
So it's going to the 1st of September then. Yeah. That transfer window's always puzzled me how fucking it's the GE set dates, right? But the other countries are fucking still wheeling and dealing 3 and 4 weeks after it. It might be down to the season, but I don't know when the season starts and when it ends. But I still think it should just be that window, that fucking window of opportunity for everybody, and that's it, rather than fucking clubs still being able to pull them in.
Yeah.
So big nights ahead and big times. It's going to sort of.
That's it. I think it's going to be. Let's not hope we get to enjoy every minute. Do you know what I mean? Looking forward to it. I must say, it's going to be good, isn't it? It's going to be good.
Yeah,
it's going to be fantastic.
If you progress from that group, wow. Do you know what I mean? It really is unbelievable. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Now I've got the small matter of Ross County, Ibrox.
Aye.
Tomorrow.
So how do we beat them?
Tomorrow. This is what I think Rangers are going to have to deal with is like the big come down now. You're dropping off like a Champions League match, and then you're dropping down and maybe playing St Mirren or Ross County. So that the players must get their heads right for that.
Yeah, definitely.
I think one of the pluses is we're at Ibrox on Saturday, rather than an away game.
Yeah.
Because the crowd are still, the fans at Ibrox will still be on the buzz. And I don't think the team will change much apart from, I know Kamara's injured because he actually started the game on Wednesday night with a slight injury. When I was listening to the press conference, Gio came out and said he actually was carrying a knock going into the game. But yeah, I think pretty much the team that started on Wednesday will be the team that starts on Saturday, minus Kamara. I think Stephen Davis will come in, or maybe Scotty Arfield.
Yeah,
in place.
Don't agree with that, Stuart. I think that's
because we all know we've all been football men. We've all played the game. When you're in good form and you're playing well and you're on the back of success, you keep that team going. Keep that team going, because every one of those players will want to go out and play that game tomorrow.
What was it like in a few good games in the trot, Stuart?
Me,
I can't remember me having a few good games in the trot.
I'm going back to my school days. That was the only time I played. I played consistently. Was the school days, but we all know the high they'll be on from Wednesday. They'll want to carry on, especially if it would be at Ibrox.
Yeah,
because you know the reception they're going to get when they come out at 3 o'clock on Saturday.
That's right. The buzz is still going, isn't it? As you say, Stuart. Yeah, definitely.
In fairness, Ross County, they're not really renowned for putting 2 banks of 5. the last couple of seasons, they have tried to play a bit of football, even when they came to Ibrox, and they've been on the receiving end of a wee doing every now and again.
Yeah,
so
right.
they came out, they tried to play. So
they've got 2 players out though. They got 2 players. The invisible compliance officer has returned last week to hammer 2 of the players for apparently dreadful tackles in the game. Again, I still haven't seen them, but for what I hear, they were absolute shockers, leg breakers, career-ending tackles. That's what they were classed as. So
yeah,
might be good for us that those two players are missing to save any unnecessary injuries from us. So
are you trying to say that maybe a compliance officer might be swinging our way, John?
no, it's usually just us that they come after, isn't it? I mean, unless I've got the blue tinted specs on, but I just seem to see the compliance officer coming out when it's anything Rangers, you know.
Who's the referee tomorrow? Do we know?
Don't know.
I was going to say call him to you there, Stuart. I didn't want you to take a turn on Friday night.
I mean,
this is a nice, quiet, gentle podcast tonight, Roscoe.
Yeah, that referee Wednesday night, he was excellent. He's the best I've seen for a long time.
Definitely. He kept the game flowing, I thought, John. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just nice to see some tackles going.
Because there was a couple of good tackles went in as well, and he let it go. It wasn't just stopping and all that. And I thought he had a good game. I think there's Tommy Boy just said Don Robertson is the ref.
Is it? Yeah, I was just in the middle of Googling it. Yeah. Yeah, it is.
So we'll see how it goes. Thanks for that, Tommy.
Yeah, cheers, Tommy.
The old refereeing needs to improve in Scotland. It's fucking shocking.
I just want consistency, and we speak about it, regular. It's consistency we're looking for, really, isn't it?
That's my nephew on here.
Is it Femania Hill there?
Aye.
Brilliant.
Does he know Buffalo Bill?
Buffalo Bill from Mary Hill,
Never worked and never will.
That's it.
So, well, listen, guys, I've got the wee fella coming in the next 5-10 minutes, so if it's okay with you, I'm going to go off a wee bit sharper if that's all right, guys.
Aye, never the ball.
And get him in, get him settled.
I'm just waiting. My grandson's here. I'm just waiting for him busting out any minute.
Aye, came in like a Tasmanian devil.
Hopefully, he won't know. He'll still be sleeping.
Aye. Well, listen, guys. We'll have a wee chat tomorrow at some point, no doubt. I'm going to go and get the wee man organised.
Roscoe, are you on the pre-show?
No,
tomorrow?
I don't think so tomorrow, mate. I don't think so. I was meant to go to Edinburgh tomorrow, but I think I'm going to go to the game.
Right.
So
no worries.
No worries. Might go to Edinburgh. Things have changed, so I think I'm going to try and go to the game. Go up to the game, hopefully. So we'll see what happens. Okay, guys. Listen, I'm going to go and organise the wee fella, and I'll see you.
All right, Roscoe.
During the week. All right, guys.
Have a good evening, pal.
Brilliant. Take care, guys.
Cheers, bye.
Okay. What is it? Predictions time?
Predictions time. You'd like to think we get tomorrow and bang a few goals in. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to go predictions 4-0.
4-0. Do you know what?
4-0.
Darren's pal, Alan, the other night, planted a seed, and I'm going to go 4-1. He said his bet was always he always bets Rangers 4-1, so I'm gonna say 4-1. And again, I'm going to say Lawrence, first goal scorer.
Lawrence. I'm going to go Cholak for the goal.
Yeah.
I think he'll score 2 tomorrow.
I actually think he might. I'm putting it out there. Hat-trick for Cholak tomorrow.
I'm going 2 for Cholak, Tav with a penalty, and Scott Arfield.
Yeah, I do actually think Arfield might start tomorrow, or definitely come on in the second half. I really do. I had my team written down, John, and I think it's the one pretty much like Wednesday night, and it's McLaughlin, Tav, Goldson, Sands, and Barisic. Lundstrom, Davis, Lawrence, Tillman, Cholak, Kent. But if Stephen Davis doesn't start, I reckon Scotty Arfield will start instead. Because I don't think there'll be a need.
Somebody's got to come in for Kamara, so I reckon it'll be Davis.
Yeah, my gut says Davis, especially with having 2 games of a rest.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was thoroughly impressed with Kamara when he came on Wednesday night.
He done well. I mean,
the whole team did well.
He was actually trying to go forward with the ball and play forward rather than. Sometimes I think he's too slow. He kind of slows the move down, or the sort of phase of play when we're coming out with the ball, and maybe 2 or 3 passes, then it gets to Kamara and it just hits a bit of a dead end.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't waste many passes, but sometimes it's like back the way. Excuse me. Borna Barisic is another one. He frustrates me at times. He's always kind of turns back to his own goal all the time. But the last few games, Barisic has been better than of late. He's been overlapping a bit more with Kent and getting down the line.
Yeah. And that's another thing I was impressed about Wednesday night was the crosses coming in from the wing backs.
Yeah,
Barisic and Tav were trying to put the ball at the cross into the box. They were.
Yeah.
Right, do you want to wrap it up?
Yeah, well, there's not much to it. Here sitting blaring away, isn't it?
I know. Just like we're sitting in the pub, innit?
It is.
You're drinking coffee.
I've not got a drink. I've got tea and water.
No worries.
Yeah. All right, guys. We'll leave it at that for tonight. Thanks for showing up and talking about the games and what we're going to do. Stuart, are you back for the pre-match tomorrow?
Yep. Are you on?
No, I won't be. I won't make it. I'm out somewhere tomorrow. So possibly the after one.
Yeah, no bother.
So
no problem at all.
I don't know who's what's happening with. No doubt
I'll message Gary.
Yeah.
Message Gary.
All right, guys. We shall. Where am I here? Lost in the track here. Yep. So, thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Stuart will be back pre-match tomorrow via Ross County. Talk about the team lineup, any other news for the game, get the score predictions and the thoughts of the manager and staff. All right. So, see you all. Bye.
Yeah, good evening. Have a great day, John.
Every Saturday we follow, we cheer the boys in blue, the most successful team in football. We're Scotland's gallant few, though at times they have been hard. We've followed near and far. You will always hear us roaring from the stands in Ibrox Park. Every Saturday we follow to cheer the boys in blue, the most successful team in football. We're Scotland's gallant few. most successful team in football. We're Scotland's gallant few, who times they have been hard, we're followed near and far. You will always hear us roaring from the stands at Ibrox Park. Who